2.5-second lead has disappeared. Jimmy Johnson is there and going for the lead. He's going to use that lap car ahead as a pick.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson going around.
Into the wall hard.
Unbelievable, our leader.
We're under caution the end of stage one. William Byron wins the stage from Denny Hamlin, Alex Bowman, and Kevin Harvick.
William was going to try that high line. Denny Hamlin takes advantage. Oh, whoa, big moment for the 24. I think
he got it.
I don't know if that was a tire, but you saw him wiggle getting into the corner. He had an issue off
right
turn
rear.
2.
Yep.
Yeah, right rear tire is down. That sent him into the wall. Oh, we got some debris on the nose here of the 11, Denny Hamlin.
Hamlin's got to try to tuck right up to Boyer and let the pressure differential try to pull that away.
Trying to get that big run, gets right to his rear bumper.
There it goes.
Oh, there, he got it off. Great job, but goes back to the Reddick. Luckily, it's not covering.
What is this, a game of tag?
Keselowski up top, those others at the bottom. Going to work for Brad Keselowski.
Keselowski gets that green and white checkered flag for his second stage win of the season.
Watch the intensity start to ramp up here on this restart, Mike.
Bumper cover. No foot, half off. Out of line, still inside. Still there. Here's pushes on you, still inside, even. Pushes on you again. Back off you. Keep her wound up. You'll get him off a fork. You get a good hole shot here. Keep digging there. There you go. Get a good hole shot off the corner. Still your bumper cover inside. Still way down low inside. Get you a good run. Still there. Coming back a little bit. Still there.
It's going to be no give and take here for this lead as Alex Bowman battles hard with Kevin Harvick to try to get the lead.
Yeah, if you can get it, you've got to get it now.
Absolutely. Look at Kevin Harvick fighting back on that outside. No way he wants to give up that clean air.
No, this could be for the win right here.
It's not over yet as they go side by side into turn 3. Oh, Bowman gets loose.
Car washed up, almost got away from him.
And Harvick almost in the wall, scrapes the outside.
What a battle. Woo. Kevin Harvick is about to become the 14th driver in NASCAR Cup history to reach 50 career victories, breaking a tie with Tony Stewart for 14. Harvick wins NASCAR's return to action at Darlington.
Thank you guys, awesome job. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Time
to have some donuts.
Fans are not, you got to do a donut, you got to celebrate a victory. That gotta feel great.
It's his second Darlington win in 24 starts here. And he becomes the 27th driver to own multiple Darlington victories. And he keeps a great string intact. He is the only driver to finish in the top 10 in every race of this young season.
Sure is great to have NASCAR back. To kick things off, we have with us from the NASCAR Cup Series, please welcome the driver of the number 96 Toyota, Daniel Suarez. Hi, Daniel. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Kim. How are you doing?
Very well, and very excited to be back at track racing. We raced Darlington on Sunday. Track conditions are going to be a little bit different for this next race, but what did you maybe learn in Sunday's race that might help for round 2?
Well, I felt like it was definitely very helpful to hit the racetrack and to start learning and to have a race that it was in a way like a very long practice for a lot of people, for sure for us, really an important practice because there was a trophy in the middle, but yeah, it was very, very helpful to get some laps in, to learn about the car, to make some adjustments, and to have a decent solid day. It wasn't an amazing day, but it was a decent day, clean day. We didn't make many mistakes, but already, we went back home and now we know what we need to do to be a little bit better, and hopefully we can bring a little bit more speed for this coming Wednesday and go and do everything again.
Well, Darlington's really tough on equipment, but a couple of teams mentioned possibly bringing the same car back for this second time around. Where does your team stand on that spectrum?
Actually, that's the case for our team also. We had different options of what to do. So it was one of my priorities for me to keep the car in one piece so we can learn and we can make progress on the same car and eventually build our notebook on this car and on this chassis and everything to be able to get better. As these kind of races without practice, without qualifying, without anything, it's extremely important to have simulation, to have engineers, and to have a good notebook of previous races. And as you know, as a young team, we don't have many of these things. We're building them, but we're not quite there yet, as a big team. So we are, working towards that direction. And for us right now, it's important to start building information so we can, improve instead of, having to fix, driver mistakes or whatever. But yeah, looking forward to try again.
I know a lot of people are excited about midweek races, but that gives drivers less time to recover between the races, just a few days. So how does this schedule affect you physically?
I'm kind of excited about it in the physical way. I'm very excited about it. On Monday morning, I went and I went to work out just to try to keep my condition as good as possible. This morning was the same way, and obviously Wednesday I'm trying to relax so we can go and race hard for a few hours. But we're not used to this. We're not used to be doing races this often. We just have to be smart, and hopefully we can have a good clean day through all these races in midweek and weekends.
You talked about the first Darlington race almost being like practice because we were on a green racetrack. We hadn't had practice or qualifying before. Now that we have that first race under our belt, do you think that teams will be less conservative because they know a little bit what to expect?
For sure, 100%. I felt that many teams, they are gonna know exactly what to expect. They, in a way, I mean, I don't want to call it like this, but in a way, it was like a warm-up, right? I mean, we haven't been racing in 2 months. We haven't been doing pit stops in 2 months. We haven't bring a race car to a track in 2 months. So, it was an important day, but everyone was testing everything out. So I think that for the second Darlington, it's gonna be drivers more aggressive, teams bringing different stuff, and hopefully, bringing an excitement race.
Awesome. Well, Daniel, thanks so much for the insight. We really appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Kim. I appreciate it.
Now I'd like to welcome with a special message NASCAR Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing and Content Officer, Jill Gregory.
Good evening and welcome back to Darlington Raceway, this time for the Toyota 500. We couldn't be more thrilled to be back at Darlington, one of our most historic racetracks. We had an amazing event here on Sunday for the Real Heroes 400 and excited to get it all back going again with the Toyota 500. The ability to bring NASCAR racing back to the fans has really been a culmination of a tremendous effort across the entire industry. Countless hours of work and preparation to get us ready to bring racing back and do it in a safe and healthy way has been an incredible effort, and there are a lot of people to thank. So I'm going to thank a few of those here tonight. To Kerry Tharp and his staff here at Darlington, thanks so much for the countless hours of preparation getting this facility ready for the races this week. We know it's been an amazing effort and appreciate your partnership. To Toyota, not just for the partnership around the Toyota 500, but for your partnership throughout the season across our industry, day in and day out. Having partners like you by our side really makes NASCAR successful. Thank you for everything that you do. To Fox, the delivery of the live broadcast that we saw on Sunday, the excitement that we were able to build with a fan base that was really hungry for us to come back, not just NASCAR fans, but across the sports world, has been nothing short of phenomenal. The ability to do it with different circumstances and protocols and logistics in place than we ever could have imagined has been really tremendous to see. It's been an amazing partnership between Fox Productions, Fox Programming, the marketing team, a true group effort. Thank you for everything that you're doing to bring racing back to the fans. To the local communities that we're racing in Darlington, Florence, in South Carolina, all of the local workers, healthcare workers, first responders, law enforcement, everybody that's allowing us to come back racing and doing it in a safe and healthy way. We can't thank you enough for that effort and that support. And to our industry, we could not have done this without a lot of conversation, a lot of cooperation, a lot of understanding that we are delivering racing in a much different way than we ever could have conceived. And we've only been able to do it because we've been working together to do so. And last but not least, to our fans, it's your passion, your drive, your interest in NASCAR, and your desire to see us come back that has kept us going. You allow us to do what we love to do, and thank you for all of that support. To the drivers and crew chiefs, it's time to go night racing at the track that's too tough to tame. Good luck in the race, have a safe one, and we'll see one of you in victory lane. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jill. We would also like to recognize and thank each of our premier partners, Anheuser-Busch, Coca-Cola, Geico, and Xfinity, for their continued support of NASCAR and their commitment to you, the fans. Tonight's race is the Toyota 500, and here with us from Toyota, please welcome Vinay Shahani, Vice President of Integrated Marketing Operations for Toyota Motor North America.
Thanks, Kim. Good evening and welcome to the Toyota 500 at Darlington Raceway. We're excited to be part of NASCAR's return to the track and want to thank all the loyal NASCAR fans for their unwavering passion in racing during the last couple of months. We have missed this sport just as you have, and we're happy to begin the process towards restarting the racing season, all while continuing the focus of everyone's main goal, the well-being of our communities. Throughout this pandemic, Toyota team members have worked in support of our frontline heroes. Our Toyota team members are producing protective face shields for healthcare professionals throughout the country with a commitment to produce 500,000 by June. We will continue to support our communities and customers throughout the United States as we adapt and proceed towards the future. Toyota remains committed to motorsports and is encouraged by the objective to complete the balance of the 2020 NASCAR season. We want to thank all the NASCAR fans for their continued support of Toyota, and we look forward to also seeing you back at the track as soon as it's safe to do so. At Toyota, we're here for you today as we all adapt together during these times, and we'll be here for you tomorrow when we can all once again be together to enjoy this great sport. For now, let's get ready for another great night of racing at the Lady in Black. We hope you all enjoyed tonight's Toyota 500.
Thank you, Vinay. We would also like to recognize dignitaries for today's race. Giving the command to start engines will be one of NASCAR's biggest fans. He's also a chef, restaurateur, author, and Emmy award-winning television personality. In addition, he's co-founded and championed the Restaurant Employee Relief Fund, raising over $20 million to help out-of-work restaurant workers impacted by COVID-19. We're pleased to have Guy Fieri giving the command to start engines. Giving tonight's invocation, owner of Joe Gibbs Racing and member of the NASCAR Hall of Fame Class of 2020, Joe Gibbs. Also performing today's national anthem is a longtime friend of NASCAR who is a multi-platinum and Grammy Award recording singer-songwriter, actress, and author who has sold over 30 million albums worldwide. Her new single, Grateful, is now available. We're honored to have Jewel performing our national anthem. Today's race would not be possible without the brave men and women of our U.S. Armed Forces currently serving at home and abroad, as well as the heroic individuals who've made the ultimate sacrifice defending our freedom. Today, along with the Honor and Remember organization, we honor and pay tribute to the Gold Star family of Army Staff Sergeant James Estep. Staff Sergeant Estep was assigned to the 1st Battalion, 320th Field Artillery Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and died November 15, 2005, while courageously serving during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Now, here are the rules for today's race.
Crew chiefs, please make sure you have the current crew chief handout and pit road penalty card with you for the race. Please have your spotters take notice where the fire trucks and emergency equipment are positioned to enter onto the racetrack. Also, take notice where the 2 chase vehicles are located. Drivers, please index your wheel and check your restraint system, signaling the NASCAR inspector you are ready to participate in the race. Please note the pit road speed and caution vehicle speed. On the initial pace laps, check your pit road speed when the caution vehicle turns on its overhead lights. Drivers and spotters, there is only one location to safely escape the racetrack. When you have a problem, get off the track as soon as you can. Once the caution lights are illuminated, slow down to a cautious pace. Please be aware and respectful of the emergency services vehicles and personnel that are responding to the incident. Slow down and give this equipment as much room as possible while they are on the track. Drivers, if you are involved in an incident, stay in your vehicle until a medical team arrives. Drivers, if you have been in an incident and your visibility is impeded or your spotter communicates that you are leaking fluid, stop immediately off of the racing surface. The caution vehicle is parked in turn 1. The caution vehicle will stay low in turns 1 and 2 when entering the racetrack. Signal to the drivers behind you that you are pitting as you are exiting turn 2 and check your brakes on the back straight. Use caution when entering pit road. It comes up very quickly here. When entering pit road under caution, vehicles must stay on the racetrack until the yellow line at the D in Darlington on the outside retaining wall in turn 4. It is permissible to close up to vehicles that are in front of you entering pit road once you reach the yellow line at the D in Darlington. The lead vehicle may pass the caution vehicle when entering pit road while maintaining the pit road speed. Pit road will be opened by command of race control. The pit entry flag person and pit entry light are positioned to driver's left at the yellow commitment line. Green light, pit road is open. Flashing red and white lights, pit road is closed. The yellow commitment line is identified by an orange painted box. You are committed to pit road if you put 4 tires below the orange box. When entering pit road speed begins at the yellow commitment line. Pit road speed ends after the last pit box at the yellow speed line. Remember, yellow line to yellow line. When entering pit road, all vehicles must be single file under yellow flag conditions in the outermost lane, bumper to bumper, and maintain pit road speed passing only to the right on entry once a vehicle commits to its pit stall. Returning to the track while exiting the pits, keep all 4 tires below the line through the exit of turn 2. Fall back in line behind the continuous line of vehicles that remained on the racetrack. Keep the racing on the racetrack. We will give the 1 to go signal by the middle of turns 3 and 4. Maintain your speed, no brake checks or weaving. Stay closed up to the vehicle in front of you. The restart zone is clearly defined with double marks on the outside and inside wall. The control vehicle cannot restart the race before reaching the double marks. The starter will display the green if the control vehicle has not restarted the race by the single mark on the outside and inside wall. It will be the control vehicle's discretion to restart in the zone between the double marks and the single mark on the outer and inside wall. The starting procedures. Starts and restarts will be double file. Leader's choice and free pass are in effect throughout the entire race. The race consists of 3 stages. The first and second stages will end with a green checkered flag, followed by a caution period and restart. The end of the third and final stage will conclude the race. The race may be concluded with NASCAR overtime in the final stage. If the race distance is extended, the race will go into overtime. Overtime will consist of 1 or more restart attempts. If a caution occurs before the leader reaches the start-finish line, additional attempts will be made until the leader reaches the start-finish line under green flag conditions. However, if the leader reaches the start-finish line and then a caution occurs, the field will be frozen and the overtime attempt will be official. The race will not be restarted and will conclude under caution. Thank you, and good luck in the race.
Today's race is 311.4 miles, 228 laps, with stage breaks at laps 60 and 125. To conclude today's virtual driver crew chief meeting, Billy Malden from Motor Racing Outreach will lead us in prayer.
Let's pray. Gracious God, Heavenly Father, as we pause once again to recognize your presence in our lives, we do so mindful of the challenges we still face in our daily lives. And we ask for your continued protection, guidance, direction for us all. Be with our drivers, teams, and officials and bless them with a safe race. For the fans tuning in, may tonight's event bring joy and a greater sense of connection as we all work together towards an even brighter tomorrow. As always, we remember the men and women of our armed forces as well as the first responders. We ask you to be with them and keep them safe. Be with their families. Father, may your grace, mercy, may your peace just surround us all. It's in your holy name I pray. Amen.
Once again, thank you all for joining us today. Please be sure to tune in at 6 p.m. on FS1 to enjoy the Toyota 500.